say you see this kind of a question in your chemistry JAMB exam, how will you solve it? It is very simple. Let us solve it together. The question says CXHY plus 4O2 to give 3CO2 plus 2H2O. This is a chemical reaction of a particular hydrocarbon combusting and giving this particular product, which is CO2 and water. Now the question is the hydrocarbon CXHY in the reaction is, that is what we are actually looking for. If you check this reaction very well and if you use your sense, you should know that this reaction is like a balancing of a chemical reaction question. But you need to be like commonsensical. If you check this question very well, you can see that the other atoms or the other molecules at this other side have already been balanced. So now we need to get the number of carbon from this side, this is the product side, to the reactant side. You can see that we only have one carbon atom at the reactant side. Also here too, we also have one carbon atom. That means that the number of carbon atoms from this place is actually still going to be the one from this place, according to the law of conservation of mass. That is the law in which balancing of chemical reaction actually depend on. So now let us get right into it. If you check the product side, how many carbons do we have? We can see there is 3 moles here and there is an invisible one here. You get, so 3 times 1 will give us 3. That means that we actually have 3 carbon atoms. That means that we also need to have 3 carbon atoms at the reactant side. Don't forget that the number of atoms at the reactant side must be equal to the number of atoms at the product side to follow the law of balancing of chemical reaction. So now we have 3 carbon atoms. Don't forget that we are only dealing with carbon and hydrogen. You get, if you want to check for oxygen, we have 4 times 2, which is 8. 8 atoms of oxygen. If you check here, 3 times 2, that will give you 6. And also oxygen is also here. 2 times 1, that will give you 2. So 2 plus 6, that will give you 8. That means that oxygen is already balanced. So now we need to get this, the value of X and the value of Y. So you get, we have 3 atoms of carbon here, which is 3. From this place, 3 times 1, which is 3. You get me? So now, for hydrogen, how many atoms of hydrogen do we have? We have 2 times 2. From here, hydrogen is in water here. 2 times 2 is going to give you 4. So we have 4 atoms of hydrogen. Are you following me? We have 4 atoms of hydrogen. Now, don't forget that you are looking for CXHY. CXHY. Now, what is our C? Our C is 3. So it's going to be C3H. What is our Y? Our Y is 4. So C3H4. So now, which of these options is C3H4? We have propane, we have butane, we also have propane. So to know the correct one, you need to have good knowledge of the homologous series. This particular option, propene, belongs to the alkene homologous series. Alkene homologous series. Alkene. And you need to get the formula, right? The general formula for the alkene homologous series, I've said it in one of my videos, is CnH2n. I get it in CnH2n, where our N is the number of carbon, and we know for sure that the number of carbon is 3. So it's going to be, this is going to be C3H2. 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is going to give you what? 6. So C3H6. This is the formula of propane. The formula of propane is C3H6. So that means that propane is not the correct answer. Now, propane. Propane belongs to which family in the homologous series? The alkane family. And don't forget that I usually say that the formula for the alkane family is CnH2n plus 2. Don't forget where N is the number of carbon. Hope you are getting me. For this one, don't forget our N is 3, right? So C3H, 2 times 3. 2 times 3 will give you what? 6. 6 plus 2 will give you 8. So C3H8 is the formula for propane. And don't forget that our target is C3H4. That means that the answer is not propane. Propane is wrong because the formula for propane is C3H8. The next thing on our list is butane. Butane. We all know that butane belongs to the alkane family also. And don't forget that butane actually has 4 carbon. Butane has 4 carbon. And the formula for butane is C4H10. So butane is completely out of our options. Butane is not correct. Now we only have propane left. Propane belongs to the alkyne homologous series actually. Alkyne homologous series, that's propane. So let's get the formula. Don't forget I told you guys that the formula for alkyne homologous series is CnH2n CnH2n minus 2. Don't forget our n is what? Our n is 3. So C3H. 2 times 3 is going to give you 6. So 6 minus 2 is going to give you 4. So C3H4. Don't forget that our target was C3H4. So the correct answer is propine. So now, the correct reaction is going to be C3H4 plus 4O2 to give 3CO2 plus 2H2O. Hope you get. So this is actually a combustion reaction. So I believe this class is very simple to understand. If you don't understand anything, you can drop your questions in the comment section and I will see you guys in the next one.